What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Tearlament's horse going up against Fire King Sinful Spoils. Where we're seeing water going to be diving out that fire deck, or we'll be seeing fire just being able to burn it up, making sure that we just have no chance of seeing that water ever again. Before we dive into like, comment, subscribe, we are going to be seeing the Fire King deck, going to be choosing to go first. We are on the road to 10k here, hoping for the end of the year. Let me know in the comment section what other decks you guys want to be seeing, or what other misplays you guys have seen. This is at a locals level, so there might be some errors, but that's alright. We're going to be seeing a wanted in the draw phase, searching for that copy of Diabellstar, a very powerful engine coming out of the Age of Overlords set. The Horus cards are also an amazing engine that has come out of the Age of Overlords set. We're going to be seeing them activate the Diabellstar, sending the copy of Valor here. That's going to be able to get us the Origins by activating the Diabellstar effect. We're going to activate the Origins, sending Diabellstar to summon out the Snake Eye Ash. Ash is going to be able to search for a copy of the Ponix, and then we have not normal summoned yet, so we can't get that normal summon of a Ponix. Activating its effects, that can search us for a Sanctuary here. And then Sanctuary can activate its effects, putting the island onto the field. And this is going to let us activate the island, destroying the copy of the Ponix, searching us for a copy of Garunix. Garunix can then step himself out, activating the effect, destroying the Barong. And this will let us have the copy of the Kieran as well as the copy of Ponix to add back. We can even activate the effect of the Ash, sending itself and the Sanctuary. We are going to be losing the ability to XYZ here during our opponent's turn, but we're going to see them go for the Flamberge, which was in the hand, which is very rough. But we're going to be linking away for a copy of the not Heat Soul, the Sunlight Wolf, and then that's going to be summoning back both the level 1s. So now we unfortunately cannot go for our copy of the adding back off of the Ponix, but we do have the copy of the whatever his face is, the Flamberge. We're going to go into a copy of the IP. You can't link summon to link Kribo because unfortunately IP Masquerade takes non-link monsters. But during the standby phase, we're going to be adding back, or we're going to adding the Kieran here, and then they're going to activate the effect of the Horus sending itself, plus I'm not too sure what monster that is. A Gold Shark plus a draw though, which is quite nice. Then we do see them get hit with a Drollen Lockbird here. This is going to be very relevant in this format here. We're going to see them activate the Gold Shark. Or King Sark. I don't know why I keep saying Gold Sark. And then there's like another Sark. There's like a white Sark. We're going to see the Kieran summon himself out by destroying the Flamberge. Flamberge can then summon out two monsters here, going for the copy of the Ponix as well as the Ash. And we're going to see also Garunix effect going to activate. And then we can activate all three effects if we wanted to. We have to chain the IP though. Going into a format Appaloosa. And keeping the Garunix on the field. Destroying a Kieran. We get to also search with Ash as well as the Ponix, but and we're summoning out Barong, destroying. We completely forgot to search off Ponix as well as the Ash. That's going to be all right. And then we're going to be summoning. We're going to place the Scream, and then going to be summoning out the Rhino Heart, and then we're going to activate the Rhino Heart effect. Get hit with an Imperm there, and we do mill. It looks like Nessie, and Fenrir. We could have added the either Circle or the Burn, depending on what we have, or even a Sanctuary. Now, there's no chance they're playing only the Sanctuary of one and then the Island at one as well. Then, of course, we could have searched for Ponix or either the Oak, depending on what they have in the deck. Even with like a Jet Synchron, it's just fine. Like, they were trying to chain up all their stuff, focusing on destroying their opponent's cards, but you're going to be seeing a pass turn on this. They do beat over the Sunlight Wolf. We're going to activate Island, destroying the Barong to search for a copy of the Garunix. So on the double Garunix, I definitely think that is correct. And then activate the effect of Garunix. Garunix is going to summon itself, destroying from the deck. We do activate a Scream here. In response, we hit a planet and then one of the cards here. And we do have a Sulik. So we are going to flip up the Sulik there, trying to stop the Appaloosa. Don't think there's anything that we can do really to stop this. But it does make it so that we don't have enough for game. We are going to destroy the Scream. Scream can then add us a card, I believe. And Ponix is going to, so we're adding this other copy of Sulik, and then Ponix will summon himself out. He can't activate his effects. We could have already had this, then, being able to search for Skyburn. Skyburn would have been able to destroy that copy of Sulik before it got to resolve, letting us keep our Appaloosa, but we still might have an ability to get for game, especially if we play the copy of Zealantis. We can actually just slap down Zealantis on top of the Appaloosa here. But we're going to go for a copy of the Link Karibo, and then go for a Dark. A Dark can then take the copy of Imsteady, linking away for a copy of Celine. Celine, I mean, that was already enough for game right there, but we can go for Access Code. Access Code gains the attack. And that's just going to be enough for game right then and there. We had a few options. Playing the Celine Access Code package is still very good. I think that it's still probably completely correct to play it. Obviously, it is up to you guys. Like, I do like the Zealantis line as well as the Access Code. It is just a personal preference. Like, you go for Zealantis, and you obviously get like having multiple interruptions with like Princess and Amble Whale, as well as like the Raging Phoenix. But it is like quite good. Like that, there's no correct extra deck, which is really nice. Like, we're going to be seeing players hop around it for like the next few weeks, or I guess even months perhaps, until we get like a ban list or someone like decides that it's going to be good. But even then, I feel like people are still going to be playing what they want to play, which is really nice. But moving on to game 2, we are going to be seeing Tearlaments going to be choosing to go first here. I'm not too sure how I feel about the horse cards. Like, the horse do add a lot to the deck. Being able to mill, or also having that consistency. Going for that number 90 lines as well, if you can do that. And like, if you don't destroy, then they just keep coming back, and that's quite problematic, especially like going, like if you have a little bit of a grind game, it like completely smokes a bunch of like the worst matchups, and then going up against like a good matchup like this, for example, it's still quite impactful. Like, sometimes even just leaving them on the field with the copy of King Sark is quite good. But moving on into game 2, we're shuffling it up. We did see a little bit of misplays from the Fire King player, which is alright. We could have gotten an additional search for level 1. Or that, like, I guess I couldn't even search for Populous there, because I wouldn't have been able to summon it out because I didn't have any zones. Well, they could have summoned it out, go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3, activate the IP, use all of them to go for that. But we're going to be seeing them activate the effect, sending a Ishizu Shuffler here, and then they're going to be searching for and drawing the King Sark. We then go for our Fenrir, special himself out, activating the effect, searching for a Tear Cache. We activate Scream, normal summon Rhino Heart, activate the effect, and that's a beautiful swirly Rhino Heart. We do see the Imperm on the Rhino Heart, but that's still going to let us send 3. And we hit nothing good. Looks like we hit a Planets, Terraforming, and perhaps a Nessie once again. Then we're going to activate the King Sark. We're going to activate King Sark's effect. We're going to be sending the copy of the Tier Cache. And then we get to smash down some cards here. We're going to go overlay for a copy of the Zombie Vampire. And this is also crazy going game 1. I'm getting to figure out what your opponent, your deck is playing. We do see an Imperm and then a Kieran as well as a Bell here. And the Origins. Taking that out of the deck is quite good for us. They do summon out the Kieran here. And then Silic will be able to add the Tier Cache once again here. We do have Super Poly in the hand. Super Polying a Fire King board is actually quite nice. A lot of times they'll have like a Garunix, like maybe not turn 0 or turn 1, but they'll have like a Garunix plus a Ponix in the hand or on the field, and then just being able to hit both of those cards just feels absolutely great. Or even like the Snake Eyes. If you're able to hit Populous plus Ash, it's like GG's. Actually, I just realized that's crazy. Super Poly does kind of go hard next format, or this format, I should say. So we're going to start off with a Wanted, going for our copy of the Diabellstar. Now we can activate Wanted to put back the Origin, so we can be able to activate the effect. And also we have Dark Ruler no more, or no, we have Prosperity plus another copy of Wanted. So we are going to be choosing to go Prosperity. This is going to make it so that we cannot put back that Origins and draw the additional card. Which is alright. We do see a copy of Wanted, Imperm, Droll, Ponix, Garunix, Ash. Well, that's not going to help us out a lot. I feel like this game is now going to be... The Tier has this one in the bag for sure. Well, even if you go Diabellstar, I mean, it doesn't activate, so you can't get hit with Fenrir, but still. It activates on the field and then gets hit before. And then our next step is to Wanted, but Prosperity means we can't draw a card. Yeah, we definitely can't do that. How do we not catch that? Oh, that's definitely rough. I don't think the card that we added off Prosperity is going to matter. I think that we can just pretend that the Pros would never happened. But then we're going to be seeing the Silicon activates effects. I mean, we do add the Ponix here. Then we are going to be normal summoning Ponix, activating the effect. And we're not even going to be setting the Origins because of Fenrir. And then we're going to go Fenrir trying to destroy the Ponix, and we're going to go the Kieran here. Kieran's going to destroy the Ponix, then we get to activate the effect. Sanctuary put the island. So I guess it is mattering because we do have now the Ponix in rotation. And then we can always go Island Destroy. We have the Barong in hand as well, so destroying the Barong. We're going for the copy of the Garunix here. I think Garunix is selling himself out. Activate the effect. We are going to be shuffling back with the Medora. Then putting back a planet as well for that consistency. But we can still just go for a copy of the XYZ. Then we are going to destroy the Garunix. We're going to destroy Ponix with Garunix here. Yeah, that forgetfulness off of Prosperity definitely is mattering here. We are going to activate Super Poly, sending the copy of the Tear Cache. I'm going to go for the Muddy Dragon. So yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because I can go Battle Phase and like how does Kieran actually read? Does Kieran get its effects if it's destroyed on your opponent's field? If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special. Yeah, I suppose it does work. We are going to be seeing the Fire King player admit defeat, realizing that not going to be able to do much there, unfortunately, which is good. Like, you know, I mean, glad that they did admit defeat. They would have seen them admit defeat a little bit earlier, which is fine, but it doesn't really change the outcome of the game that much as long as they are admitting defeat there, which is going to be what is good for us. I don't know what their hand was. I know they had a Crow, but with the Origins gone, I don't really see that they had a chance of winning that, especially without that Ponix. Without the Ponix, it would have been absolutely huge. Like, they would have had to choose between going for the Prosperity and going for the copy of the Origins, putting it back. But the problem with that is that as soon as you do that and you don't have like a way to get another body on the field, you can't activate, like we saw there, they weren't activating the copy of the Diabell Star to get that additional draw or get that additional set, because as soon as they activate that, we're going to be seeing the Fenrir put it face down. They have to then commit to another normal summon to get it over. Like when we would have seen potentially the Barong or even the DD Crow, and then we would have been able to send, I guess that would have been able to get the Ponix from the deck, but even then it doesn't really do very much. It gets like the Sanctuary, then Sanctuary gets the Island can then destroy. If we have a Shuffler or any kind of interruption, like we're still losing to Super Poly, essentially, is the board there, especially when we have a Kieran on the field. It lets us go through like Super Poly. I guess we get to Super Poly anytime that we really want to because we have the copy of the Kieran ourselves, and then they can't even before the Ponix, we can just go on the Ponix summon, activate the effect of Super Poly, and then it searches for Sanctuary, but then they won't have any fires. We then can activate the effect of the Mud Dragon, turning itself into fire, so they just can't target any fires anymore. At that point, just like, okay, we've essentially established that we've won the game, which is extremely cool, I guess. Like, Mud Dragon is quite nice. So I think that we're going to be seeing a lot more Super Polys in this format, which is why Branded Despia is one of the best decks of the format, boys. Get ready for Branded Despia deck profile as well as combo guide, perhaps. I kind of want to get into a little bit more in-depth combos. I feel like a lot of players are not doing that anymore with a bunch of the combo decks. And like when we're looking at Snake Eyes, like Snake Eye is a good combo deck, but it's very, very linear to do with your stuff. Like all your paths get to your good old Link Kribo, going for your princesses and stuff like that. We are going to be seeing a little chain sleeve up. You know, it is your responsibility to make sure that all your sleeves are uniform. But we are going to be diving on into game number 3 with the Fire deck, setting 2 cards and passing. This is not good. So going to be letting our opponent going to be starting off with a copy of the Imsteady, sending the copy of the Shuffler. They have an Ash Blossom response. We have the King Sark already. King Sark's going to activate the effect, sending the Nibiru from the hand. We're not going to need that if our opponent's setting 2 passing. That's going to be dumping the Wing Beast one or whatever the Happy it is. Then we're going to summon itself out. Well, we're going to summon both of them out here with the King Sark there. We then go Battle Phase and attack. We can then overlay for a copy of Zombie Vampire, activating the effect. It's going to get hit with an Imperm. They're going to set 1 and pass turn on this. Welcome to Primitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I also want to think that that set card is an Imperm. We're going to be seeing a Prod of Prosperity here, banishing 6 cards from the top of the deck. We see Island. We see Call By, Ponix, Bell, Island, and Ponix. Well, we are going to add the Ponix there. That is definitely a good top deck. Ponix will activate the effect. It's going to let us search for a copy of the Sanctuary. Sanctuary search for Island. We all know the gist. And then we get to go Island effect to destroy. And we may already have the Grunix in the hand here. We do, so we're going to search for the Kieran, and then we're going to get the Grunix to activate. and then we're going to be able to destroy it destroy a card from the deck, most likely going to be a copy of the Kieran that we are destroying. I'm not sure what we're thinking about here, but summon out Garunix. Garunix effect can activate here. Maybe they're trying to make sure that the Kieran can't destroy the King Sark. We are destroying that Kieran. We are going to be chaining the King Sark to put back the Kieran as well as the copy of the Ponix. I feel like you probably keep the Kieran in the graveyard because the Kieran can't summon himself back out. So you just don't want them to have unlimited. Like, you already know they have the Kieran in the graveyard and in the hand. So we're going to be seeing the Garunix beat over the copy of the zombie vampire there. And just like we're passing turn on this. What's really nice is that the cards can just bring it, like the King Sark can just bring them back out whenever they want to. So we're going to be DD Crowing the copy of Insteady right away, so that we can't bring it back out during the main phase, which is quite good. But we will be able to activate the effect of the King Sark, sending the copy of the Tear Cache, and then Tear Cache will be able to activate, or not activate the effect, because it's in for cost, so I suppose we don't get that extra mill, which is fine. We get to summon out the Insteady as well as the copy of the Happy here. They will activate the Kieran. And then we are going to be chaining the Tear Cache to this. And sending the Tear Cache. Then Tear Cache effect is going to activate. I'm not quite sure why we're doing it there. Maybe they're worried about going for a copy of the number 90. And they wanted to make sure that they can do it because it's going to be during battle steps. They won't be able to negate it. We do not mill anything good. We get to search for a Solic there, which is alright, but like, I mean, if we had Dingirsu send, that would be nuts. We could go for Ding if they play it. I don't think they play it, but they're going to go battle phase attack. We are going to activate the effect of the Kieran, summon out the Garunix, and then that's going to be destroying the copy of Insteady. For some reason, I thought King Sark said they can't be destroyed because it doesn't target them. So we are going to be seeing the Garunix activate its effects now on the field. And we do get to add back cards to our hand because of the fact that the Insteady was destroyed. But they are going to activate the Imperm. We are going to Solic. And then we do get to declare an attack with the Happy. It is unfortunate that we did get our copies of, we could have added those cards back. That would have been so crazy. But unfortunately, the Happy did get negated. Then we're going to go for a Dark. Dark can then take the DD Crow. I'm going for that Malicious line, which the Malicious looks incredible. I think they might be Europrint Supers. They do look really nice. Then we're going to be able to go for a copy of the SP. SP can then banish the island here, and yeah, leaving them on one card now, which is absolutely just brutal. We're going to set a card and pass, and that just kind of like seals the game. We can bring back both those cards with King Sark. I'm going for the Happy as well as the Insteady once again here. We're going to battle phase attack, and we attack into a bell, attack with the aim steady, and that's just going to be game. They admit defeat there, knowing there is going to be too much. Kind of unfortunate. We did see a little bit of misplays on both players' sides, forgetting that copy of Prosperity, and then, making that aim steady not be able to destroy by battle, or be able to destroy by card effects because it did not target them, which is kind of nice there. They would have been able to chip for a little bit more damage, but it wouldn't have changed much. I guess they wouldn't have used the Imperm, therefore Imperm would have been able to hit the Dark, so it would have been a different game altogether, but we still saw that the Tier player ended up taking the game there. Regardless, hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.